now we're going to repeat something we played earlier in the song. I think we already played that in the last verse. So he's just simply repeating something he did earlier. We already learned that. Okay, and then he plays. Let's learn that. This is kind of a different ending than we did in the last verse. We kind of covered something similar, though. We covered something that sounds like... That was the ending of the previous verse. And he does that same thing again, except he adds more notes on at the end. Okay, so I'm going to explain it. Start with your third finger, and you're going to play a note, 5th fret on the A string. And you're going to immediately slide to the 7th fret. Fast slide. Then move on, play 5th fret on the D string. Hammer on to the 7th fret. Then move on to the 5th fret on the G string. Slight bend maybe. Now add more notes. 7th fret on the D string. 5th fret on the G string. 7th fret on the D string. 5th fret on the G string. Then slide to the 7th fret. Okay, all together it sounds like... There it was. Let's keep moving forward. Let's move on to the next verse. Okay, the next verse sounds like this. Kind of a country sounding lick. Okay, here's what I'm doing. I'm going to play the 7th fret on the G string. And I'm probably going to use my 2nd finger. And here's why. Because it's going to be a bend, and I like to use multiple fingers for my bend. So I got one finger that's helping me out. So I'm playing the 7th fret on the G string, and I've got one finger backing me up because I'm going to be doing a bend with that note. Okay, we're not done yet though. You have to add another note in there. You're going to use your 3rd finger this time and play the 8th fret on the B string. Okay, now pluck both of those notes at the same time with a pinch, and then one of the notes will bend, but the other one will stay where it is. One string will bend, and the other one won't. So these two fingers are pushing the string up to do a bend, but this finger is staying put and is not moving. There it is. That's the end of that riff, so pretty simple. Okay, let's play something else. Now he goes. Let's cover that. Okay, so the first note in this section, fret 9 on the high E. Okay, now we're going to approach that note. We're not just going to put our finger on the note and pluck the string in the normal way. We're going to approach that note. So start somewhere over in this general area and start sliding. And when you're about halfway there, pluck the string and then stop when you get to the 9th fret. What fret did I start to slide on? I don't know, but I ended on the 9th fret though. You won't be able to tell which fret the slide started with, but you can sure tell where it ends. That's why when you look at the tab, it says slide 9. It doesn't tell you where you start the slide from. It's different for every person. Okay, slide to the 9th fret. Okay, now after that, you hit the same note in the normal way. Move on to 10th fret on the B string. Move on to 9th fret on the G string. Okay, all together that goes. Okay. Next part, 7th fret on the G string. Probably my second finger. 6th fret on the G string. 7th fret on the D string. Now jump way up, 5th fret on the high E string. That section goes. So far we've got. Okay, then the final move is another one of those country sounding riffs. Let's learn that. Okay, you're going to play the 13th fret on the B string with your 3rd finger. And then you're going to take finger 1 and 2 and you're going to stack them up. And you're going to play the 12th fret on the G string. Hey, this is the same move we just did where we talked about 2 fingers bending the string and then another finger that just stayed put. We just worked on that on the last phrase. Except this time, instead of going up and down several times, this time you just do it once. There we go. Okay, that phrase was pretty straightforward. Okay, let's move on. The next thing you hear is this. Hey, he did that earlier in the song. We already learned that. That's just a repeat of a previous part. Okay, then the next thing we hear is. Okay, this part is a little bit different, so let's cover it. Here we go. You're going to play 5th fret on the D string. Okay, I would recommend the 3rd finger for this note. And what you're going to do is you're going to play that note and you're going to slide to the 7th fret. So slide from 5 to 7. Okay, and then like many other parts of the tune, you kind of just roll your finger over and flatten it out. And you're going to press down 7th fret on the G string. Then simply roll it back over and play 7th fret on the D string. We've done that move in other parts of this tune. So far we have this. You could also, I suppose, do that with your 1st finger. It doesn't really matter. Okay, the next thing is a chromatic riff. There are a few chromatic riffs in this tune. Chromatic means you play all the frets in a row without skipping any. In this case, it's 10 on the G, 9 on the G, 8 on the G, 7 on the G. 10, 9, 8, 7. So chromatic, all the frets in a row without skipping any. Sounds pretty bluesy. Okay, at that point you do repeat something you played earlier. We already worked on that part. Plays it twice. Okay, then we're in the chorus. We already played the chorus, so there's another section we already worked on. Okay, we are about halfway through the song, and I hope you enjoyed part 2 of Sultans of Swing. I'll see you next time.